Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns, and welcome to the Link to the Past All Done Them RMG monthly race. I hope you all are ready for some nice ALTTP action. Nice tongue twister there. I'm pretty sure our two commentators will not have any issue with that because these two are veterans. Malmo, Checksuman, take it away. It's all yours.
Thank you, Trez. That's right. ALTTP, meaning a link tongue twister past.
Oh,
I'm Chex Human, and I'm joined by Malmo. Hello, Malmo.
Hello.
So we have an All Dungeons monthly race, and it's All Dungeons RMG, as you know, which is essentially medium major glitches, restricted major glitches.
And MMG or MM2, whatever you want to call it.
That's right. And we have MM2 on Restream. We have Area PS on Restream. So we have Area versus MM2. And we have a total of 4 people racing this month. And it should be a good one. Area is just getting back into AD.
It's good to start talking about the routes a little bit. I saw Ari practice a hover that he does in NMG, but is also done in a basement clip route of All Dungeons that I don't think he will actually be running. However, he can still do the hover because it's the same as NMG, minus a little bit of extra bombing. In fact, it probably doesn't save as much time because you're not getting the key. I'm not sure if it's useful. What do you think?
That's I haven't really thought about that. So yeah, that is interesting. We in all dungeons we don't have to get the key in the dark maze. So we don't need the alternate hover route to get the right side arena key. However, maybe there's some other route that's possible. Like avoiding the shooter key or something. I don't know.
Avoiding shooter key is viable because you can get the bridge key and the hover key, which is arena ledge, and then skip a shooter room, and that would save a decent amount of time. I really hope we can see it because I think that would be really cool.
So, our runners are off and they're starting with escape. Or are they?
Already a route divergence with MM2 going for the lamp in Link's house and Ari not going for the lamp. You want to tell us what that means?
Ari's not going for the lamp because, as we know, you get the lamp in Zelda's cell, right?
We do, because in NMG, it's faster to get the lamp in Zelda's cell. Unless you are not doing Zelda's cell first, like MM2. MM2 will be doing Eastern first. And then climbing the mountain, getting silver arrows, and then doing Zelda. And he needs the lamp for all of that. Or else he'll just be doing Eastern in the dark.
Right. And so when MM2 does so we're seeing dungeons in a different order, right? So Eastern, Escape, Pod. Is that the order we'll see from MM2, or am I off? Eastern, Escape.
I'm not sure with the Silver's route. I think you're right. I think if the Silver's route you do Escape before Pod, when normally you would do Pod first.
We'll find out.
It's why you normally have 4 hearts in all dungeons, because you don't do Pod. But MM2 could do Pod and get silvers.
MM2 just did a glitch.
Right. MM2 armed EG, which normally isn't allowed, but in the overworld it is because it's not actually out of bounds. What that allows you to do is get hit by this zappy thing in front of the castle. You had to do a little bit of setup with the damage boost of the guard earlier. Common reset point in this run. But that puts him into this state where he can go through sprites, not collision, just so he can walk through that one guard, and now he's out. It's the only way to get out of the escape in this rule set. Well, except
Yeah.
what Aeries doing, which is rescue Zelda and
Yeah.
help. Get her help. You push the mantle and walk to the back.
MM2 has escape. Now he needs to escape Link's house. And this is the Eastern Fought or Funny Auto Walk thing, aka River Dance.
It never occurred to me how funny it is to watch these guards. They appear to be watching him. It's like, how can you possibly perform this clip when the guards are looking over your shoulder the whole time? Doesn't that make you a little nervous?
Yeah, that makes me a little bit nervous for MM2.
And if he were to
But-
bump into them, they would give him a little talking to, and he'd have to mash through some text boxes and start over.
Yeah. All right, so the River Dance got MM2 past those two gold guards. Now he's doing Citrus Clip to get into Eastern. It's just a screen wrap. It's a shortcut. If you do it quickly, it saves time. MM2 was just not able to save time with this trick, but hey, every run is practice.
It reduces the amount of pumping you have to do on the overworld, which makes it worth it by itself.
Yeah. Alright, so he should have a pretty normal looking Eastern from MM2. He even has the lamp, which he picked up from Link's house. And Eri actually requires the lamp more than MM2 does at this point because we cannot push the ornamental shelf without the lamp.
Yeah, Zelda's afraid of the dark, and she will not help you go into the sewers without the lamp. She will make you go back. The easiest way to go back would be to save and quit and open the chest. Maybe walk outside and open Uncle. I'm not sure which one's faster. Probably walk outside because then you can just walk back inside.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're gonna do that, you might as well RMG and just escape the other way and then walk Zelda to Sanctuary through the outside. It's like, fine, you won't go in the dark, we'll take you in the rain instead.
Yeah.
But of course, if you do that, then you save and quit to back of Zelda's cell, and that's slow. So you wouldn't actually do that.
I'm not sure. I think you get a save and quit to the ornamental shelf, the throne room.
No, you have to push it first. And you have to walk through the door to get that save and quit.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? What do you think
I don't
triggers
think
it?
so.
Is it the text box with Zelda when she
It's-
tells you to get the lamp?
I think it's kind of like touching the shelf.
I thought it was walking through the door, but we'll have to test it later.
Yeah.
Mr. Byer asks, who is doing basement clip silvers? As far as I'm aware, nobody is. JD does not like getting silvers. In all dungeons, they consider it to be too easy. The silvers trivialize a lot of boss fights. And Krithel does not get silvers because it's slower than not getting silvers.
Oh, that's funny.
So those are the two people who we can't see, but they're both doing the route with basement clip. If you don't know what that is, it is a pretty involved clip that you have to do in the Pod Rupee basement that lets you open the big key door so that you can steal the big key of Pod and open a bunch of other doors with it.
Involved is right. Takes
Yeah,
a
I
lot
used
of
to call
movement.
it. I used to call it difficult, but we've developed quite a few buffering techniques
Yeah.
that make it a little bit more forgiving than it used to be, even for a less, dedicated runner. You can almost do it casually now if you're already familiar with select buffering and one frame clipping.
Now that was a nice citrus clip from Eri. Definitely saving time in the overworld. And Eri also has the disadvantage of having sprites loaded since rain state is cleared and would have to go around a statue if he didn't do Eastern Clip. So it saves a little bit more time.
I think I'm told it saves 1 second more if you have sprites on the screen than if you don't. It's also Aries' first glitch.
Yep. It's a good
I think
warm-up.
his second glitch is going to be spin speed.
Right. If you don't consider Stalfo spawn and anti-fairy skip glitches.
I guess actually Aries not going to spin speed, right? Do you? He saves and quits to
Oh,
Sanctuary to do pod. Is that right?
yeah, that's right.
So I guess it's spin speed clipping that will be his second glitch when he climbs the mountain out of pod. Which is still spin speed, but it's a little bit more RMG than the one you do in NMG. MM2 has to do the spin speed because you can't really save and quit yet when you have not rescued the old man. It would put you back inside the castle, and you don't want to be in the castle yet because you want to get the mirror first. The mirror lets you rescue Zelda much quicker due to a weird little oversight. Oh, I call it an oversight. The developers never expected you to get the mirror this early. But if you go to Zelda's cell and you save and quit with Zelda, and then you use the mirror, it will take you straight to the sanctuary. I like to annoy people by calling things wrong warps that aren't actually wrong warps. I would consider that a wrong warp.
Oh.
Even though we technically ban those.
Yeah, MM2 needed spin speed. Or wanted it to get into the corner for a DMA, Death Mountain Ascent.
If you're looking to run this on the US version, you can actually do like any spin speed clip with just boots clipping instead.
Yep.
Area is having a very normal Eastern. Has to deal with some bad RNG in this stealth was in Zelda Gamer room.
Yeah.
Otherwise very tight with that double readies.
Very good. Yo, nice fight.
Yo. Is that Yuzu Armos?
I think so.
Okay, MM2 is doing a screen wrap mirror portal setup. I expect to see him use the newest version of Brahmin Silvers.
Oh. I haven't seen that yet. I think I get the concept though. It depends if we see MM2 dash right.
Oh, no Brahmin Silvers. Oh, MM2, what are you doing? It's not even hard. It's actually like, I think anybody doing Silvers should learn it now because it's pretty easy. I think it's easier than what he's doing now. And less risky.
Yeah.
Plus, you have to do this clip with this awful overlay.
Yep.
But he does it well. He's practiced this.
I like the look of it. It's just really hard to see.
Not sure where he's going. Normally you'd go straight to the Silvers. I guess he wants to have a fixed camera. You don't really need one. You can get the Silvers and walk out. Your camera will still be broken, but if you center yourself on the screen, then you can just walk into the castle in the front door. If he did Brahmin Silvers, he wouldn't have to do any of that because he would be... I think he'd be camera corrected, or at least the graphics would match what's on the screen.
Bomb DMD. Oh, that's good. Alright. MM2 is into escape. No pod yet.
One disadvantage of Aries' route is that he has sprites on the screen when MM2 didn't, and has to deal with boulders and such while he's rescuing the old man. MM2 already having a faster escape just by having boots, but the real speed comes from having the mirror.
And Area's Intipod, this is simply a clip from Spectacle Rock Cave. And it wraps the world map, the underworld map, that is. And these screens are are adjacent. There's on the top and bottom of the map. So he wrapped the map essentially.
Yeah, and he is getting shooter room keys, so I don't think we'll be seeing any hover arena ledges or anything.
Oh,
Maybe he was just warming up the hover for other reasons. Maybe it still saves time to hover the big chest, even in alt dungeons.
And okay, so nice silver arrow kill of the ball and chains guard for MM2. Then we get a save and quit, and then the mirror. The mirror then takes us back to sync.
Very nicely done. That wall grab saves 70 frames on Zelda text.
Yeah. And that's because the game doesn't have to draw a shield. And even if you're shieldless, it still saves time.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Does it still calculate where your shield would be if you had a shield, or is it for other reasons?
I don't know the technical aspect, but at least the game knows that it doesn't have to draw anything while Link is positioned that way.
Is it a myth then that shields cause lag? Or does it actually save time?
Oh, I'm not aware of that as a concept.
Oh, Area is going for hovers. He misses one. Misses another. I wonder if we'll do a bomb jump instead for the third one. Yeah, looks like it gets the second bomb too, because I think his bomb route assumes that he has a hover in there instead of a bomb jump. And now he's on one heart. He can get the 3 hearts in the pots, and he'll still be short one, and have one less hit he can take unless Mimic drops a heart. But it's unlike NMG, you don't have to worry about beams, so it doesn't lose as much time as it would in NMG.
Okay, so Eri grabs some parts for safety, and they're not for beams. It's just for safety.
Yeah,
point.
it's also why he only grabbed 2. Because he 3 hearts and 4 hearts are the same as long as he doesn't get hit by turtles. Helm's Sword always does 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah, meanwhile, MM2 had to do some fireball evasion and didn't get past his bomb in time, so that sets him back a little bit. Alright, let's see what Eri goes for here.
Ooh.
Nice diagonal boom.
What's that one called?
I don't know what that one's called. That's the old strat, I believe.
Is that the fastest version of that, or is the bomb the fastest version?
Probably the boomerang. I think that's the fastest. Not totally sure. Yeah, I would go for the bomb if it were fastest, I believe. Because that boomerang is really hard to get. But yeah, there are multiple bomb strats, I think. I don't think I know them all.
MM2 did a buffer I've never seen before, where he holds his sword out and moves down one. What do you think that was for?
I didn't notice.
Normally you would just buffer down one. Holding the sword out is known to slow down your movement to make certain buffers more lenient, but I think 2 frames still moves you twice with the sword out. So I'm not sure. But whatever he did, it worked.
Ari says hovering in this category saves 10 seconds, so thank you, Ari.
That's a lot. That's more than NMG. Unless he's talking about all hovers. I'll have to figure out why that would be. Why would hovering save more in all dungeons? Maybe he's listening.
Ari, explain. You don't have to. So, on to the basement for MM2. What's it gonna be? The Cardinal Boomerang. Nice and easy. Ooh, turtle party alert. Alright, 4 hearts, 3 hearts, all the same.
It's also probably not as big a deal for MM2, who has the silver arrows. The most dangerous part of the fight is phase 2, and you can just shoot Bulbasaur, and he's dead.
That's right.
Well, I don't like that. That I'm dumb. Oh, okay. He's not dumb because he died. He's dumb because he did some strat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Turtle party, or pre-turtles, I guess.
Oh, that one misses.
Okay, well, 3 arrows. He's dead.
Alright, so next up for Ari was Hera. And I missed the Hera clip. That's usually not really something to comment on, but it's so convenient, and we do see it multiple times in this run. So we have easy access to this dungeon. And we're into Beetle's room. Nice Beetles.
Yeah, one of the hardest rooms in the game, in my opinion.
Yes.
Everything in that room conspires to knock you off course.
And early bomb jump attempt. Very well done. We get a nice buffer to hammer because this will be the way to defeat Moldorm. Should just take 3 hits. Let's see what we get here. We've got a Kadongo.
How was... I don't
know
know what he was supposed to do besides tank that. I mean, that was... he was doing that or waiting. And so hopefully he can get Hammer Moldorm without any incident.
Yeah.
It's not a free fight, but it is, I guess, better than NMG. Oh, it's perfect.
Yep. M2, please, mini Moldorm. Alright, Moldorm's good for Ari. Nice fight.
So Ari's next dungeon will be Thieves Town. And it's the property of this route, this old route, where you actually have full health for Thieves Town, and it's not that much harder than NMG. But NM2 will be exiting Hera with just the hook shot and no Moldorm kill. So he'll have 1 less heart and also probably be missing some health from doing bomb jumps, maybe getting hit. How is MM2's hook shot? So he doesn't have enough arrows. I'm a little worried about it.
MM2 is not going for early hook shot.
Oh, okay. That's a relief because he doesn't have enough arrows to do it. So he'll be fine too.
Yeah, so we'll see a route that's much like what Ari's doing.
I forgot that MM2 doesn't do hookshot. He does Eastern first, Silver's no hookshot, and has, I believe, a 114 or 115. Very, very good time.
Yeah, early hook route doesn't save as much time as the early mirror route, if I remember correctly.
Early hook saves a lot more time in the basement clip route because it lets you skip a key from the escape that you would have to get.
Yeah.
And also, so like that early hook would require you to get this key, but in basement clip you don't have to get the key, and that's one of the big time saves of doing basement clip.
There's, okay. So no problems for Ari.
MM2 got like the same Kadongo RNG. It's impossible to get past without losing time or getting hit. Has a little more health to work with here.
Alright, Hammer Moldorm for MM2. Oh, almost gets that one where Moldorm charged. Gets him back after. Well done. MM2 has 10 bombs. I didn't realize he collected max bombs. Oh no! We didn't have... Okay, I see. So, Ari goes for a bomb strat.
I never seen the bomb strat place the bomb down instead of to the right, but the way he's shaking his head makes me think that he didn't actually mean to do that.
Yeah, the way he placed it made me think it was intended to be a hammer. Nice arrow drops for Ari.
Ooh, that RNG.
Yeah, for me, it's that Zazak is my worst enemy.
Zazak,
I always want to jump on it.
I think you had like a 50-50 chance of being okay and just decided to go for it. The Zazak didn't have to move up there.
Mm-hmm. Whoop!
Oh,
Traffic jam.
That's a crowded section. Yeah, that's... Ugh. At least he got hit by the Spark and not the Zazak. But this dungeon's a little more dangerous with Fighter Sword because when you dash through blue Zazaks and Stalfos, you don't kill them. That's why he gets the heart early. He's less afraid of blind than he is of Zazaks. And crickets, of course.
Fight.
Ooh! The Kibo hit.
Ouch.
Oh, interesting delay strat. I don't think it mattered because the second Kibo was in his way, regardless of what he did. But I think it was a good read on the first one's RNG, waiting for it to move out of the way.
Alright, next up we have Skullwoods for Ari. This is going to look a lot like NMG. We do need to pick up the book, however. So we'll see how Ari does that. I think... I'm not sure which strat he goes for. There's two that we can look out for. Oh, we get the bomb? Okay. So MM2 also went for it. And he gets the bomb throw. That was good. The hammer hit didn't hit. Okay.
I didn't know. Yeah, he does double quick warp.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking.
what I do. It loses 40 frames, I think, over Frog Door, but it doesn't have a soft lock risk and it's easier.
Yeah.
MM2 being extremely careful. I think you should be comfortable now with 6 hearts.
Yeah, that was a good recovery room. We didn't let the Zelda rule afflict us, where if you go for a heart, you take a heart of damage. Not today. We
Notice this
actually recovered.
hammer peg. He went down. I don't think that was good. He got 4 tiles of breakage and usually want to go for 0. Made it work though.
I don't know.
Guess he's just feeling down today. Nah, it's okay. Yeah. Half a heart doesn't matter. I guess it's a little more refill frames, but it's mostly an inconvenience.
That pot throw was unfortunate. It looked like MM2 could have easily hit the Stalfos with a pot, but it didn't work out.
You're saying it's a skill issue? A
Skull issue.
Yeah, it's my Skullwood split name.
Oh, yeah.
Fence Dash. Let's go.
Okay.
I remember in the All Dungeons tournament, they would talk about Fence Dash. And NMG, you go for it because it saves time. In All Dungeons, you go for it because it's like practice. You're practicing same frame movements and assessing how tight they are for later. So if you miss Fence Dash, if you miss Fence Dash, it's like a bad omen. It means that you're going to miss like mirror wraps later. Left and Y is a mirror wrap, and left and A is a Fence Dash. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Alright, Mummy Room, another top difficult room, but it went just fine for Ari.
Now, I'm not watching the others, but it's really good to see that none of them have forfeit yet. That's a sign that their basement clips have probably gone well, or if they haven't, they've continued, just chosen to soldier on regardless. Meanwhile, MM2 is doing this basically the same thing Ari is doing for the rest of the run, except he has silver arrows, so he'll get a little bit of time back. Oh, he got the he must have got the thing that soft locks, right? When you do Frog Door.
Yeah, but MM2 should have saved and quit. And he didn't.
Oh, so that's rough.
Yeah. It's maybe a 1 frame glitch, basically.
Yeah, I'm told it's 1 frame if you like hold select. If you notice it happen, you hold select so that you get a first frame save and quit option. But if you don't, it's a hard lock and you lose all your progress.
Yeah.
And MM2 hasn't saved and quit since Pod. So you have to redo Hera and Thieves Town. He says he got it twice now, despite being frame perfect.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh,
depends on your timing and your cues.
Okay, wow, nice recovery. That's Ares' moth fight got a little off the rails, but that sideways poke dash, which I don't know, it's like iffy whether anything will hit in this fight because of the spikes, but he manages to get that one.
So let's see if anyone wants to take the place of MM2. I all I remember from our race room is that Crithel's audio is not clean, and JD was resistant to volunteering, but is okay with it maybe. So I'm not sure if we want to bring someone in.
All right, here we go.
All right, we get the scrolly scroll from Crithel.
That's a cool screen to get a pause on.
Yeah. So, what's going on? Why are we in Misery Mire? What is this?
It's a good sign. I'm not sure if his basement clip is successful or not because I can't see enough of his splits. But
yeah, what we are seeing from Crithel's splits is that at the time of getting hookshot, he is even with his PB splits, or if the splits are PB splits, and then lost a minute in Thieves Town, unfortunately.
That's likely to be a death. Probably an early death, maybe in like Hellway.
And Nobly says it was a TT death.
And that his basement clip was successful.
Mm-hmm. So,
attic.
Like you mentioned earlier, it's dangerous in the other routes.
Yeah,
basement clip route.
Crystal probably like walked into Thieves Town with only 2 hearts. The margin of error and the margin of I don't even want to call it error because it's like 50% RNG. Sometimes you just aren't allowed to continue in Thieves Town when you have 2 hearts. And Attic is one of those places where you can have a cricket just block your way, and because you have like no master sword, your sword hitbox is a little shorter, and it's just harder to avoid damage.
So I would say I think we have a race. Eri might have an advantage here. But we don't have an even we're not in Ganon's tower, you know. That's where we'll sync up again.
It's hard to know because Kurthel will save time in desert by not getting the desert big key, but he still has to kill Helmasaur. In basement clip route, you delay Helmasaur for after all of this stuff. It's the first time you're in pod, you're not actually in pod, you're in the cave, and you're collecting the big key and opening the big key door, and then you save and quit out of there and don't actually kill Helma because he's not there.
Here's another little difference. So, Eri goes to desert first, and Crithel will be going to desert after.
Crithel's in a precarious situation with health.
Ooh. I didn't see that occur.
Can technically do this fight with 5 hearts, but you really want to have 6 or more because the strategy for doing 5 hearts is very tight. You want to spend as little time in the goo as possible, making you more vulnerable to the eyeball RNG. With 6 or more hearts, you can swing a little wider, spend more time in the goo, which makes it safer. Now you have 4 hearts, you can't do the strat at all, so he has to do some kind of backup, which is quite dangerous. He kills that Stalfos probably because it's in the way, but also hoping that it drops something good.
Meanwhile, Desert 2 spin speed for Eri. We get a pause buffer to Fire Rod. Crystal should be able to do spooky action here. Spooky 2. There we go.
Oh, that's a good RNG read for Eri dashing up into those popos. It's that NMG practice. Okay, let's see how Crithel handles this. He's going for low percent strats where he doesn't use the goo at all. It's going to take longer, a little riskier, but this is basically what you would do in like the Master Sword fights. So I think he'll be okay. Yeah, he'll be okay. Very nice. Right?
Yeah,
perfect management of his health. Perfect risk risk reward benefits
Yeah.
of like going through the goo at the times that it would do the most damage to the eyes and staying out of it when he was just targeting a few on the edges.
It's 1 cycle landmail for Aerie. And Aerie is now on to Meyer.
Aries Meyer will be, I really like this Meyer, which is like the #1 reason I don't do early hook unless I'm doing basement clip route. When you go into Meyer, you're also going into Hera and then Swamp to get the hook shot, and then you mirror back to Meyer 2, do that again. But you'll see that Krithel has he has gone straight to the back of desert, and this is one of the benefits of basement clip route. Is when you get that pod big key in cave state, it gives you the big keys of desert, Hyrule Castle, and Tower of Hera, letting you skip tile room in Hera and all of the front of desert and killing the ball and chain guard and castle.
We don't even need to get power gloves?
Oh, because we already have mitts. In fact, a power glove would technically be a downgrade, even though we don't really lift mitts rocks in this category anymore. I don't think we ever lift a mitts rock in this category. I think the mitts are just for ice. Oh, I'm wrong.
We have to rescue the frog.
We have to rescue the frog. You don't need the mitts for that, but it is faster if you do have them. You can do it with just the mirror, which is what we do in any percent RMG. You either use the mirror in the old route, or you do YBA in the new route.
And good backup for Blandmo on Grithel's side.
You'll notice that Krithel menu to bombs there. Because the
Oh.
menu is free.
That's
And
right.
you actually do a menu that matters in all dungeons. So it saves more time than an MG where you're just doing minor optimizations with the boomerang. Ooh, we get the hover. Let's go.
Meanwhile, dangerous mirror wrap for Krithel.
Yeah, it's a map wrap across a screen edge, a map edge, and it's very unstable when you're off the map edge. If you were to move or even be nudged to the right, you will hard lock your game and lose all progress.
Now a free bomb clip for Aerie. Very nice.
Now this is Krithel paying back his arrears and pod. He still has to kill the boss, and hopefully we'll get to see another basement clip. He does go for second basement clip in his PB, so maybe he'll do it here too. It's in this case it's optional. It's just a time save over the first one, which is required.
Very nice geeky skip with the walk to the pixel insta clip.
Walk to the pixel saves a second. But
Yeah.
also, Krithel has himself told me that it is not a setup.
No.
It is a setup. You have a menu buffer there. You can read the Moldorm RNG in the menu buffer, and you can make adjustments. But it is harder. It's less consistent. But if you pull it off, a second is a pretty substantial time save for something like that, in my opinion.
So progressing through the mega dungeon, Aerie collects Hookshot and now returns to Meyer. And now Aerie needs to remember, hey, there is one more item to pick up. Let's go get the cane.
That was a really nice pod bridge dash for Krithel. Pausing at exactly the right moment to read the RNG of the Helmosaur. And then this is second basement clip's a little different because you don't use the bottle to get spin speed. Instead, you use the cane with a glitch called lamp-controlled Samaria bounce to despawn the block in your hand so that you can move freely again afterward. I'm not sure why Aerie has no hearts. What happened?
I missed it. I'm all eyes on the basement clip. Uh-oh, we've got an invading turtle.
That's rough. His hammer buffers might keep the turtle at bay, but also if he like hits the turtle in the wrong way, he'll get knocked back. I'm extremely worried for Aerie. He's going to have to do what Krithel did, but with even less to work with.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
So he got it. He has 4 hearts, 3 hearts,
Let's
2 hearts.
go.
Okay, so this is still a pretty dangerous fight, even with Tempered Sword. He can't take any hits now. But
No
at least
silvers either.
phase 4 is easier. Sorry, phase 2 is easier. He doesn't have to go for hammers, he can just sword him. But it's still dangerous.
Okay. Oh no!
Oh no, dude!
The leftward movement
Oh, that
right
was
during
rough.
the slash.
It feels unfair when Helmasaur moves while doing that. He is going back though. Nice to see some perseverance. Just oh my god, Aerie too.
No.
Okay, he's in bad farm room, getting a bad farm. He has 3 hearts, which is like
Better.
he can't do the strat, but he can do what Krithel did. And maybe pull it off.
Tam is reminding me.
Is Aerie in Fake World? A pod Oh, that's not good. Grithel's in Fake World. He can watch this. I don't know if he is though.
Yeah.
Someone go into his chat. I forgot about Fake World. So because he already did Desert, his pod state needs to be Dark World for him to get the crystal. I guess the good news is when he hardlocks, he will not lose progress because he died, and dying saves your game.
Right.
He'll have to go back to pod. He'll get his. I guess he'll get his magic back when he does. From this basement clip attempt, if he chooses to. I understand if he didn't.
All right, so through all the craziness, I missed the vitreous fight, but GG to Aerie for
GG. He lost no health.
It.
He lost no health. He did a damageless fight because I saw him walking with 3, and now he has 4. All right, a perfect basement clip. Sadly, it won't matter. He gets good turtles too. They're all out of his way. I guess the best thing that could happen is, I don't know. He's just gonna have to. Yeah, he already. It's. Okay, Aerie. Let's talk about Aerie right now. He's doing an overworld movement that is unique to Eastern First route, or not Eastern First, but like not early hook. So it means you walk from mire to swamp and do swamp. It does seem that Krithel has decided to forfeit after not getting the crystal.
Yeah, it feels bad.
Yeah, it's the curse of as Sam points out, last month we had like a 7-person race or something, and everyone finished, which is incredible. And I would say unprecedented in any speedrun race. Even NMG usually has like 1 million forfeits in it, usually around Ice Palace and Tower of Hera. But okay, we should explain why does Krithel not get the crystal here. So there's something called pendant crystal conflict, where if you have collected certain pendants, they have a corresponding crystal that like shares an ID, and if you're in the light world, it will try to it'll check if you already have that ID, but because you're in you've already gotten the pendant, then the crystal will not drop. And those dungeons are mire, so if Aerie died in mire, he would have to go outside in mirror to get back to the dark world. Krithel died in pod and had to mirror. He also had to mirror first before doing any of it because he skipped, and that was in the light world too. And of course, the reason that you die and go to the light world is because you haven't defeated Agate yet, and the game doesn't expect you to be in the dark world, so it tries to spawn you in the light world, even though you're in the dark world dungeon. So anyway, we have JD on screen now. JD is, according to his splits, about 6 minutes behind his PB. So everyone's having a great time in this, in this race. It's a classic all disasters.
Yeah.
You go into these races expecting disasters to happen. Some disasters are, I would say, like mentally difficult to recover from. It's really hard to convince yourself to continue on once you've hard-locked your game or lost a ton of progress.
Okay. Argus fight for Aerie. I saw Aerie get a 0 cycle earlier, and he does it again. And Aerie does not go for Fire Rod on phase 2. We don't do that because we want to stay on Hookshot.
It does not save time if you're staying on Hookshot. Turns out.
Okay, I like this.
This is
different.
Zora. This is a bomb clip that gets you to. It's another map wrap, but it's safer. It looks kind of difficult. It looks like there's a lot of subpixel adjustments that you have to do.
Shoutouts to Brahmin Meat.
Yeah, this isn't really faster, but you can mix and match routes in a way that, like, even if it loses time, if it's more comfortable for you, you'll probably get better times overall because you'll have completed more runs.
All right, classic map wrap for Aerie. Pulls it off.
Wrap.
No problem.
JD's the one in the map wrap. This is the mirror wrap. And it gets you to ice. There's another mirror wrap later to TR. The way the mirror wrap works is you go onto a screen transition and use the mirror at the same time. And it puts you on the wrong side of the transition so that when you hit it, you get wrapped to halfway across the screen that you came from. In this case, because dungeons tend to be centered on the screen, you can go to Laser Bridge and Ice Palace using mirror wraps. Here's JD's pod redo. I expect him to do a normal back of pod rather than a basement clip.
Stair clip for Aerie, going for the Poyo clip.
And then JD also has to correct their world. It's same issue with they've already done desert, so they have to mirror and get back into the light world. Sorry, the dark world, because mirrors are weird. You can tell that they're in the dark world because their pots are skulls instead of pots. It's something to look out for if you're running this yourself. If you're in Ice Palace Mire or in the basement clip route, if you're in pod, then you need to look out for those skulls and make sure that you haven't died and forgotten to fix your world.
Aerie says this is a roller coaster, so let's see how Cold Stair goes.
It's perfect.
It's a textbook fight.
There are other parts of the run that this could be referring to, like Mire. This desperate struggle to survive. Misery Mire.
Yup.
And
Oops.
he's actually, like, really not that far off pace. He lost a little time in Mire, but he's still on 110 pace.
Yep.
He's been very consistently getting 110s whenever he runs this. He's going for 109s, very close to it, but because it's all disasters, it's hard to actually have a good run.
Oh, hey, here we go. One more way to hit the crystal in this race. With beams, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah. Do you have beams in this run? What is this, NMG? Very nice turtle room. Harry's doing, I think he does this really old school, like, screen wrap thing here.
Yeah, the screen wrap, here it goes. No.
Wait, no, he's just doing completely vanilla.
Yeah, classic.
Oh no, here we go. He's gonna at least do one thing. He's gonna teleport in to save a bomb.
Yeah,
I
nice.
think you can. I think it
Dash
can
poke.
save time if you're fast, but mostly it's just to save a bomb.
Yeah.
He must have been a little bit off bomb route, or this is his bomb route. He expects to have to do this.
Well,
Maybe
Harry
his
posted bomb.
yeah, maybe it's that the screen wrap he does uses a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That he decided to back it up into not using a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can do the screen wrap and teleport, but it's hard because your visual cues are in motion because you're on the water.
Yeah. That's funny.
Brahmin apparently just he comes out of nowhere and then like discovers 3 glitches and then leaves. Like every year, it's like, oh, it's Brahmin season. We're about to get some new glitches.
Based Brahmin.
Yeah, it's great. Sometimes we just ask, like, hey, can you get us like a new way to ice rod? Oh, sure, yeah, I can do that. And the holy grail for this, if anybody can discover basement clip that doesn't use spin speed, that would be great.
Yeah, that's so tough because we need the spin speed in 2 movements, don't we? Or is it just the left clip into the rail?
I think it's just the teleport. I think
Well, it's
after the
not just the
teleport.
teleport because we need to move left before canceling the spin speed.
Is it because we have spin speed and that allows us to clip, or is it because we can't cancel the spin speed facing down because we'll grab the rail?
Not sure 100%.
Requiem is saying you can teleport without spin speed, but can you teleport to a useful location? You do have to teleport precisely into a specific part of the rail that lets you clip. And I think the teleports that don't use spin speed just don't do that. Now, Requiem is saying it's for holding left. Okay.
JD used the mirror in the doorway. It almost looked a little dangerous. I'm not sure what happens if you mirror while transitioning. A YBA would probably crash.
You mean into the overworld?
Into the overworld entrance.
I think you would get like Super Bunny, but not really. Like it's just Super Bunny, right?
Oh, I'm silly, of course.
It shouldn't crash. It should just have no effect. Maybe if you didn't have Moon Pearl, you'd get Lonk, but
Pretend I said nothing.
no, it's a valid concern because there is a crash you can get from reverse mirroring into an entrance. That is, you walk in and the mirror portal takes you at the same time, then that crashes your game. Something that happens occasionally in Entrance Randomizer, of all things.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I was thinking of was mirroring and reading a sign on the same frame. That would crash in the dark world. Mirror and open the big key chest. I think so. Or mirror and open any chest, I want to say. I'm not sure how specific it is. You don't want to do that.
Ooh, this Argus fight. Okay, I think we're okay now. It's really important that JD does not stand above Argus when it teleports. Oh, that was scary. Okay, we're good. One last glitch for Aerie. This is Ganon's tower clip. It's faster than using crystals, even though he has all 7. Even if front of TR were open, it would still be faster, because you can skip the cutscene. And he is going for the save and quit hearts. So he does not get the old man heal. He has what he has is what he gets. It makes the basement. No beams in the basement. I don't think that has an effect, but in the climb you do have you lose a few more hearts in the climb, and then you have very few to work with.
Alright, time for the mirror wrap for JD. Let's see how they set this up.
Very nice. And this is a hard lock risk. But he gets it. They get it. So yeah, it's not a hard lock that I see people do a lot. It's a lot of people will like worry about it, but you can be quite low and do the wrap, which means that you have a lot of leeway to avoid the hard lock. Like I saw them like buffer upward a couple of times that they probably didn't even need to do those buffers. So if you're really scared of the hard lock, you can just not get close to it.
I like that
Ooh, that's a really
JD
nice.
goes for... Yeah, that was a really nice bombable
That's the
core
user
room.
strat. So doing the dash clip in the left side of the room, followed by the Samari punt, is optimal, and that's what Yuzuhara does in the world record. Aerie going for, I think is that heart neutral? Actually, it looks like,
Yeah, I believe so.
yeah. So heart neutral, it's what you do when you don't get the heal. So you have the same hearts you walked in with. He hasn't lost any.
We're seeing a beautiful GT climb from Aerie so far. Nice mimics and crystal switch. Or pot switch, not crystal. Oh, wait, there is a crystal. Oh, interesting.
Ooh, that that RNG was rough.
Yeah.
I think the NMG strat would be to use Fire Rod, but Aerie hasn't menued to Fire Rod yet. In fact, he goes for G5 arrow, which reads the RNG. He actually does need to fire a shot. Gets his magic back. That's rare. The magic refund. I've never seen that before. I think RNG has to line up perfectly for the magic to both drop and also be in your way.
Nice cold stare for JD. They get a slight bop, but the 6 slash is controlled well enough.
It's really hard to recover from a bad phase 1, and they did it perfectly.
All right. So is this the last one? No, we've got TR for JD after this. Oh yeah, this is a new Brahmin special. Let's see this. This is so cool. I love this.
I love
Let's
this
see.
too. It's a shame that most of the routes don't use it.
Wow, that was fast. I didn't realize it was so fast.
It is very fast. It saves time over all the other ice rods that you can get from Ice Palace.
Yeah, and fun fact: the screen is sort of Link is sort of in a screen wrapped state, so we couldn't continue from Ice Rod to go anywhere.
Yeah, you don't do that anyway in any of the routes. There's just
Yeah.
nowhere to go from Ice Rod.
Yeah, I wanted to use it in rando, but it didn't really work out for me too well. It still is viable. As a one-way check.
So Aerie doing the first of 2 Aghanim fights. That's why we call this one Aghanim 1.
Huh. Well, that was a nice triple.
Yeah, very nice. The first one could have been a triple too, but the shots were at the same time. So he did it perfectly, but it was a little unlucky with the timing of the shots.
Mm-hmm.
I think he landed every ball in the fight.
Oops.
Oops.
Barrier hit.
Yeah, it's a risky maneuver to go for the quick warp, and not actually fall in the Ganon hole, but also be low enough to not get the barrier hit.
Oh, no,
What's
Eric.
happening to Aerie?
We got this.
I'm not sure why he didn't go for the fire rod strat. Maybe he didn't have enough magic. Let's see, JD's Pokey gets an easy RNG. No, misses. Oh, he has a fairy. They have a fairy. That's good safety, but okay, here we go. We're good now. I think they can probably drop that fairy. I mean, I don't know how they lost 6 minutes in the run, but the late game has been fairy free so far.
Oh, that was neat. That's Circle of Pots strat for Aerie.
Yeah, Circle of Pots
pretty
is
wild.
it's weird in all dungeons unless you have Hookshot out, because you don't get to do a boomerang on the key like you do in NMG. So, I hate when this room goes off the rails.
Yeah.
If you miss like one thing, everything just gets in your way in the worst possible manner.
And then at the very last second, the anti-fairy gets in the way of the door. I didn't see. If the block is placed on a crystal switch, it won't hit when it bursts.
Well, I think, I don't know if Requiem is referring to something earlier where JD's Samaria block detonation despawned from being just slightly off screen, which is what caused the like runaway room in the first place. It's the inciting incident. I think JD maybe just like they dashed too early and then went too far and their block didn't actually hit the switch because it was off screen.
Cam says bad vibes are the reason.
Speaking of bad vibes,
I
how many
agree.
blue balls is Aerie getting? I have not been counting.
Oh, I was gonna say, fun fact: if you're not paying attention, at the end of this speedrun, you might fall into the Ganon hole without doing this dungeon, and you can just beat the game if you want to.
You can.
But
You
don't
can.
complete the goal.
Yeah, you get it's most dungeons RMG, which is not a
Yeah.
category.
Yeah, you split at the end, and your timer keeps going because you actually did the AGA 1 split.
Oh, that's right. You get at least you get some notification that you shouldn't submit this run. You did not actually PB by several minutes. I mean, I guess I don't know. You could like fall in the hole and then kill Aga if you really want to save your run, but you have to not walk into the Triforce room.
Mm-hmm.
You also really don't want to die to Ganon if you haven't killed Aga 1, because your spawn point will not be on the pyramid.
Yeah.
That's a any percent RMG problem.
Yep.
And now JD entering GT, also not getting the heal, but they do have blue mail, which doesn't do as much in this place because your hearts are usually still going down by 1. Most of the things that hit you are doing 1 heart of damage regardless of your mail.
Yeah. Spike
But
floors and such.
you get the refill after Aga 1, so that's why we don't really care about our health as much as we would in NMG. Also why we don't go for the magic. Okay, Torch Glitch got. That's kind of home free for the rest of this fight. Here he just has to do the NMG. And that is the fight for Aerie. Does not quite make the 110, but it does get a very solid 111 time, which is still more than most people are able to get in any route.
GG's.
It looks like it was mostly Aghanim, actually, that pushed him over. He is running against 0 blue balls, which does make this an uphill battle on any attempt. Oh, I think JD's Armos is a little off the rails. Oh no, it's good.
Still gets a quick kill.
Yeah, I didn't
If
realize.
that counts.
I'm surprised. I thought only 1 arrow went into the Armos, but I guess it was 2. Oh yeah, Aerie got 1,000,000 warps. That's true. He has like 18 seconds of time loss in Ganon alone, which is 22 against gold. That was a lot of warps. JD also going for the heart neutral strat.
Gauntlet time for JD. Let's see how this goes. JD's down to 5 hearts.
Gets a good recovery on G4. Seems to have missed the dash down, but just does a walk instead and it works out. Or maybe that is the strat, I'm not sure.
I like the dash in.
Oh, we got a nice Lambo too.
Nice one cycle.
I've never seen the dash setup. JD avoiding the jingle glitch, grabbing the wall for timing, just waiting it out. You also don't want the jingle to go off while you're walking and have it stop your movement and you get hit by a laser. Oh, JD, you could have used a bomb. Actually, it wouldn't matter, I think. It would put you on fire rod.
Yeah.
I think it saves the menu, the actual movement inside the menu a little bit of time, but it doesn't replace the menu itself.
And we are joined by Ari. Hello, GG's. Congrats on the race, Ari.
Oh, thank you. GG's comps.
Thanks.
Always fun to listen to.
So, we saw the things that went a little bit wrong. What did you think about your race? What went right?
I don't know. It was very ups and downs. Like, there was a lot of really good, and then like the things that were bad just cost me a lot of time. Like failing the hovers and pod. Obviously, it's like very high risk, high reward. So that's like 30 seconds there, and then after getting Kane of Samaria, I dashed down, and I wanted to set up for the hover to hover over back so I don't lose a heart, so you can keep beams for like the spooky free switch.
Yeah.
And then I got lasered, and then I fell down, and then I got lasered. Like I got 1.0'd, so I wasn't one heart. That was a bit rough.
We were watching Kurthel basement clip, and then we looked back, and you were on 1 heart, and nobody actually knew how it happened. So thank you for relating that to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say that hovering saves 10 seconds, is that all of the hovers you do, including the Meyer hover? Or,
no,
well, you did 2 of Meyer hovers. Just pod?
Just pod, yeah. So usually in the NMG routes, you get the arena ledge key, or the arena bridge key, then you hover over to the arena ledge, and then you mirror out. But in AD RMG, you can basically do the exact same thing you would do in the normal route with the bomb jump and then mirror out. Except instead of bomb jumping and then mirroring, you do the hover and then fall off. And then you save the mirror plus the traversal back to the arena room.
So that still applies, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was puzzling over why it saves more time than NMG, and I admit I still kind of don't quite understand that.
Okay, so the problem is that in NMG, you have you need to do the hover to the arena ledge, which you don't need to do in AD. And that costs a bit of time compared to what you would usually do in NMG.
Right.
What I was wondering, though, is what is stopping you from doing the hover to arena ledge to replace the basement key? Because that key seems to be very slow. And I would expect that maybe the arena ledge hover could save time, but I'm not sure about it.
I tested it once and I couldn't get it to save time. Maybe there is like a sequence that is faster than whatever we do now.
So the sequence I would expect to save time is you skip the shooter room key, and you get the arena bridge key, and then you do your hammer jump, and then you do your arena ledge key on the way to Helmasaur, and then you take the hammerlock side. You bomb open that wall, and you just take the hammerlock side, and it saves you the mirror that you would do in NMG. It would be maybe a 1 mirror or even 0 mirror route if the bridge hover saves time, or if the laser bridge, what's the one, the hammer jump bridge saves time. That could be 0 mirrors.
So wait, what was the first small key that you get then? So you get the bridge key first?
So what I was thinking is you get the ledge key, and the ledge key you use to get to the back. Or do you need? No, you get the ledge key.
The problem is that you need a small key to get
you
to
need
the
a key
big
for
key.
hammer. You need a key for the big key. That's
yeah.
That's where I'm missing info.
Yeah, that's the only awkward part. But yeah, the rest of the run just had like some ups and downs. I think most of the big things were good. There was just a couple of big things that were really bad, and otherwise it was pretty close to PB. It's just very hard for everything to line up if you don't like really grind out the category and get used to all the different glitches and tech. But I'm pretty happy with where I'm at overall.
For sure.
You definitely have a 109 on the horizon. It's just a matter of how many runs can you squeeze in.
Yeah. And recently, like energy-wise, it's not been that great, so I've kind of just been doing runs on and off whenever I actually feel like it, but hopefully soon I'll be able to focus a little bit more on this category. I have a pretty big event coming up in a couple of weeks where I'll be playing an NMG run in front of a big audience, so I'm kind of trying to focus on that a bit more. But after that, maybe.
You care to tell us about that?
Yeah, I got invited by a museum in the Netherlands to
cool.
do a speed run for them.
This is like a kind of gaming history museum.
Yeah, it kind of sectioned into different sections. This one is called like Story World, and it's more about like comics and games. And they have like an exposition about Zelda right now. And apparently, because I'm on top of the Speedrun.com leaderboard, they thought, well, he's Dutch. Let's do him.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool.
I want to look at the exhibition.
I love seeing speedruns being invited into events that aren't traditionally speedrun focused, because I think a lot of people are missing out on what a speedrun is and why we do it. And I couldn't think of a better person to show off the joy of running an NG.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be weird because I'll be explaining everything in Dutch, and I really associate speedrunning with English. So I'll be tripping up a little bit probably, but I have a couple weeks still to practice.
I'm gonna break away from this for a second to compliment JD's Phase 2 Ganon. The very tight poke dashes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. One thing that took me kind of a long time to realize is that you can dash above Ganon without taking damage. Nice torch glitch.
Yeah, very nice. Looked like they were charging up as if to do the spin, but because Ganon was in the top right, it would have been a little risky. They might have missed torch glitch if they went for it.
And this looked like a really nice Ganon.
Very nice.
Ganon is down.
Really good Ganon.
All right, so GG to Radiant Silvergun. Closing out this race. Like you said, Malmo, this was not like last time where we had all runners complete their runs. It was 2 forfeits and 2 finishes.
I don't think we're ever going to see that again.
And
No,
we won't see that again.
that was
anytime soon.
unprecedented. I can't believe that happened in an Alt Dungeons race. Even an NMG race is asking a lot.
So JD will join for an interview. And Ari, I missed how your Vidi went. What strat did you use on Vitrius?
Just spin the outer eyeballs first and then kind of wait out the rest. I didn't really try any strat because I don't have a solid backup practiced.
Mm-hmm.
So I just ate the time loss and played it as safely as possible.
True. Oh, yeah, I did watch, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, definitely a scary fight when it's not scripted. So to speak.
Definitely. And sometimes it's very easy to try to trick yourself into being more aggressive than you should be.
Oh, yeah.
Surely I can
And
get
then
a couple
the
slashes in.
eyeball tests your reaction speed to see how real it is.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching Griffel's basement clips, and they look so smooth. It's ridiculous how easy he makes it look.
Yeah, for sure. It was a really nice clip. The one we saw, anyway.
Oh, we saw
And-
2. They were both good.
Oh.
The first one was Bad Turtle RNG. So it was a little scary to watch.
And we are joined by JD. GG on your race, on your run. How are you feeling about yours? We didn't see the first half of it, and you lost some time. Do you want to tell us about what happened?
Yeah, I heard from I think it was DoomTap that you can do a safety save in Hera before trying to do the basement clip. So I did that, and unfortunately, I did end up messing up one of my buffers. So I just reset the game and continued. I still had the potion. I just had to climb the mountain again.
Oh,
okay.
it's really
So
cool to
that
see
was pretty much that was the whole time loss was just that, literally just that.
It's good to see the safety save working. I'm actually questioning though if it would save more time to do the Samaria basement clip later on, which is the more traditional backup for failing basement clip. But I understand wanting to stay on route as much as possible for your splits.
I've always just reset, but since it was a race, I wanted to try to see it through.
Yeah. well done. That gave us another finisher for the race, so we appreciate that.
Gotta stay above 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, GG to you, Ari. That's a very good time, as, I'm not surprised, but it's still a very good time.
Yeah, especially for a race situation, I've been very happy with how the monthlies have gone so far. But yeah, your run, like I was saying in chat, but like after basement clip, like staying even, saving a lot of time in a couple splits as well. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think like my time save in the PB was GT, but I like split early on TR, so I like undid it. So I don't know exactly how much time was saved in GT because the TR was bad and my desert was bad. I like messed up the Landmo fight and I was like splashing in Zora's domain, but so that was like another big time loss for me. But most of it was pretty close to PB pace, like, you know, aside from the early setback.
Yeah, it's definitely how all dungeons seems to go for me at least. Like a lot of splits are actually pretty close to gold for a lot of it, and then there's just a couple of big disasters, and it just kind of depends on the run where they are.
In the PB of mine, Myers a gold, so I'm glad that I only lost 2 seconds in that split. I remember what I did wrong, but I mean just a couple of like hiccups, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, it's still a hard end game, even though the glitches aren't as hard at the end. So definitely GG on keeping up the pace.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I messed up the second Mimic's room. I was like, oh boy, like yay! Now I have like a health handicap too, but just gotta keep going. Like I've been working on GT, even though it may not show. I didn't like play any categories that climb GT for a long time, so I got rusty on it, and I'm trying to get that back to where it was.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the other racers? I mean, it's unfortunate, but I am curious.
Sure.
MM2 had a frog door soft lock, which is very rare.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me one time, and I just kind of stopped doing it because I wasn't even getting it most of the time anyway. Like, I don't understand the timing. Like, I had a cue, but I don't know. I guess if you do it, like, too early, it just freezes the game, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why, but exactly. It's the too early frame. And then excuse me. And then Krithel died to Helma after an unfortunate left movement with a tail whip. Krithel did persist and try again, but he did not correct the fake Dark World. And that led to a soft lock at the end of the fight. So he called it there.
Yeah, I've kind of been there. When I, like, first started trying to learn this category, like, last year or something, I've definitely had that happen. Not in pod, but it's definitely something to, like, it's like, gotcha. That's unfortunate. It's kind of crazy how Helmasaur could still like get you no matter how prepared you are. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
like actually have died like recently even with like Tempered Sword because I like wasn't taking the fight like seriously enough, like not paying attention, then all of a sudden you're just dead. I was like, what? What even happened?
It is still dangerous. I mean, you go into pod with like 5 hearts. If you do basement clip, you lose a heart on the bomb, and it's really easy to just like forget that you're in the exact same phase 1 that you would be in any other all dungeons run. The same health, same hammer hits, and you can still lose a lot of health there. And phase 2 can still surprise you even with Tempered Sword. You still have to hit him 4 times.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no escape from that fight. Even if you do a very difficult glitch, he can still get you later.
And thank you both so much for running and being on Restream. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
It's just as always, like, thank you so much for like the the commentary and for everything behind the scenes, organizing the monthly. It's always a lot of fun when underrepresented categories like this get a showcase. So I'll try to be here every month because it's a great category, and I really hope more and more people pick this up.
Yeah, me
Yeah, I
too.
want to thank. I just wanted to thank MM2 and anyone else involved, CSR and whoever else for organizing this because it is fun. Like it got me back into this category. Like I was doing like runs like on occasion, but it really is. I don't know. To me, it like revitalized my interest in the category. It's just fun, so I'm glad to be here.
If anybody wants to catch more of these races, we do them every month, the first Saturday of the month at 4 p.m. Eastern. All dungeons, RMG, all routes, all memes, all disasters. Don't miss it.
All are welcome.
All right. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Thank you so much to our racers, to Ari, to Radiant, to M2Nest Cartridge, and to Crystal. And also big shout out to our two comms, the veterans as I called them in the beginning, not tripping up over the tongue twister, over ALTTP, Malmo checks. Thank you so much. We'll be back next month, or maybe something before, and if something comes up. Until then, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one, and bye-bye.